Please welcome Alevtina Kakhidze.
Hello. We are from the camera. Can I shoot you some stories?
She means she'd like to tell you some stories.
He is done. He will help you to understand my stories. My English is not perfect. He will correct me. Have you read Sarah Thornton's book, 33 Artists and 3 Acts?
Sarah Thornton, the British writer.
Have you read this? This is strange. I was informed that she's so well known in Britain. Anyway, I read it in Ukrainian.
Why Ukrainian?
It doesn't exist in Russian. Maybe because this book about international artists, and here there are no contemporary Russian artists. It's not like the avant-garde. You can't discuss it without mentioning Russian artists. And actually, you can't discuss the avant-garde without mentioning Ukrainian artists. Yeah. Wait. I have many prepared materials. Let's take example. Kazimir Malevich.
You mean Malevich?
I mean Malevich. Avant-garde, right? Yes. But probably you haven't known that Malevich, he was born, baptized, studied art, taught art in Kyiv. Did you?
I knew.
But you were yesterday. Ivona should add that Malevich had Polish blood, right? So I did big thing because Ukrainians feel so offended if somebody doesn't know that Malevich was born in Kyiv. And you know how they decided to remind everyone? To rename country's main airport after Malevich.
You mean they called it Malevich Airport?
Yes, at this, but actually if I would decide for whole country, I mean Ukraine, I would name this airport Victory over the Sun Airport. I think it's beautiful, but it's not my invention. It's by Kyiv and Matushin. It's another Russian avant-garde artist, if you know them. Do you know them? No. Okay, it means you probably would know that it's a name of their futuristic opera, which was called Victory over the Sun. And you know how to achieve victory over the sun? Who were yesterday? Don't tell anything. Do you? No, not. Nigel, can you make light off? You got the idea. It's a sign. Do you know?
Yep.
No? Nigel, can you make light on? Actually, victory over the sun is invention of the electricity. Yeah, invention of alternative light is actually means victory over the sun, but after everything went wrong, because television appeared. I mean in terms of politics. Politics? Politics. And understanding of politics by people who trust TV so much. It's everywhere. In Russia nowadays, in Ukraine, in the UK, For instance, I was traveling by taxis of Virgin trains. They offer its passengers when their trains are delayed. Anyway, so we were 6 in the taxi, 3 on each side, and you know how people behave. In the beginning they complain about Virgin trains, then they relax and started to behave like Ukrainians behave in their trains, to talk about personal lives, right? So I listened, kept silence, because, you know, my English is not perfect. And then they just looked at me and said, your turn, you listen our stories, now is your story. Where are you? Who you are? Well, I'm from eastern of Ukraine. I do live near Kyiv, in a village. And they said, eastern Ukraine? The war is already over? Have eastern Ukraine already joined Russia? No. The war is going on. But why Russia? Before the war started in Donetsk region, not in whole eastern Ukraine, there were 2 referendums. One referendum was about independence of Donetsk region, and another was about Donetsk people joining the UK. So, but organizers still, they had a historical basis. And the historical basis is about the city, Donetsk, was founded by John Hughes, Welsh businessman.
Welsh businessman?
Exactly. He initiated many factories, and partly some of his factories were owned partly by the members of the British Parliament. Yeah, so you can actually later find out more about this historical basis. And even after this art project, I started to think about my British neighbor in my Ukrainian village, that she is actually legal in fact.
Sorry, you're saying that there is a Brit living illegally in Ukraine, in your village?
You know, she's 97. Unfortunately, she cannot go through bureaucracy in Ukraine in order to get her status legal.
Did she move to Ukraine on her own?
She actually moved with her son. He has successful business, Ukrainian wife. They are successful couple, and their boss say that they are not going to bring her back in Britain. No one would know that she lives illegally in Ukraine.
Sorry, how does Granny feel about all this?
Oh, you care about this British lady. How kind of you. But she has forgotten that she moved in Ukraine. She thinks she does live in Britain, and she thinks that all her Ukrainian neighbors, they are illegal because they don't speak
So,
including me, because my English is not perfect.
So is it true that the bureaucracy in Ukraine is so bad that even a Brit has trouble getting residency?
You know, some bureaucracy left from communistic time in spite of decommunization in Ukraine.
Which means the law of Ukraine on condemning the communist totalitarian regimes and prohibiting the use of their symbols.
I never would pronounce this, but Ukraine is very criticized by this law because it means demolition of monuments, mostly demolition of Lenin monuments. And do you know how many of you do have those monuments?
Lenin?
Yeah, exactly. 100? No, it's really not really a number.
1,000.
5,000. 5,000. So what, for instance, Ukrainian have to do with them? I got idea if just, actually I would say, I would demolish all of them made of stone and metal and replace by identical ones, but made out of glass. It will mean that you will not say that Ukrainians don't respect past because we have them, but from the other hand, they will not dominate. They are transparent.
But why? Do they bother you?
It's so hard to explain. So I just hear Russian accent. Russians always do know what Ukrainians have to do in Ukraine, I know. Personally, me, stop eating red tomatoes because they reminds me of communism. The regime I remember from my childhood, but I like tomatoes, and I started to collect slugs. You know who is slugs? Слизняки. So I started to collect slugs in order to exchange them from my neighbors who have yellow tomatoes.
Sorry, why do your neighbours need slugs?
To feed the chickens. In this case, they don't destroy eggs because they need protein. Slugs are full of protein.
And sorry, do all your neighbours do that? Collect slugs?
Since you worry about your British lady, I would say everyone to collect slugs except this British lady.
Sorry to keep butting in, but she has completely forgotten that she is living in the Ukraine.
You don't trust me, right? Okay, another neighbor went to her to cut grass.
Mowing the lawn.
Thanks. And she gave him 200 hryvnias, Ukrainian money, in one note, and said, again, gave him 200 pounds to move lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Exactly. Where this world is going to.
Sorry, but the UK doesn't have a £200 note. The largest we have, I think, is 100. Although I might be, disputing it.
I thought it was 50. There we go, that's decided that now.
Guys, you're in Britain, but this British lady, she's in Ukraine. In Ukraine, we have only one note, which is 200 hryvnia, where there is image of woman. She thought it's a queen.
So you also have a royal family in the Ukraine?
No, we killed them. Of 20th century.
Wait, excuse me. Ukrainians? I thought they were not Ruski. She thinks the Russians go.
Yeah, let's argue about this. Yeah, but we were part of Russian Empire.
And now?
Now there is a war between chickens and slugs. And I have to go. This was Feast in Short Stories.